Hey, what's up, Magic players? Skott here from MTG Mind Games, bringing you a Commander deck tech featuring Kaalia of the Vast. Kaalia is a flying 2/2 legendary human cleric creature. She costs 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 black, and 1 red mana. She reads, whenever Kaalia of the Vast attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that opponent. Kaalia is known as one of the most competitive EDH commanders, as she allows you to do very unfair things in bringing creatures out of your hand in a sneak attack fashion. Those 3 creature types of Angel, Demon, and Dragon just so happen to offer some of the most powerful creatures in Magic's history. So the purpose of our deck is to go into the red zone, offer very impactful threats, and hopefully amass such a large army of threats that our opponents won't have enough of what's necessary to kill us. We have the cards broken down into sections based on spells, creatures, planeswalkers, artifacts, and lands. As always, you can find the deck list in the description of this video as well. First up, we have our spells. We've got Diabolic Tutor, Increasing Ambition, Demonic Tutor, Merciless Eviction, Wrath of God, Staff of Nin, Caltrops, and Death Pits of Wrath. Death Pits of Wrath and Caltrops are a combo to basically stall the board. If you find that you're not drawing your creatures and you need some more time to develop the board and you want to stop your opponents from attacking, dropping a Caltrops with the Death Pits of Wrath will essentially kill any creature that tries to attack. Alright. We have some more artifacts. We've got Portcullis. Portcullis is a special card to me from Stronghold. It reads, whenever any creature comes into play, if there are 2 or more other creatures in play, set those creatures aside. If Portcullis leaves play, put those creatures into play under their owner's control. So essentially this is going to turn the battlefield into an arena. As long as there are 2 or more other creatures in play, Portcullis will be active, and any creatures that enter the battlefield after the fact will be set into an exile zone that they won't be able to enter the battlefield until Portcullis leaves play. So this is great if you're the one that has the 2 creatures and no one else has creatures, and that's when you drop down the Portcullis. Darksteel Ingot, Boros Signet, Whispersilk Cloak. This is the best way to get Kaalia in without fear of losing her to her attack. Lightning Greaves, Nevinyrrals Disk, Whip of Erebos, Gilded Lotus, Soul Ring, Oblivion Stone, Planar Portal, slow but very efficient tutor effect. Perilous Vault. Perilous Vault is really important to the deck because we're trying to kill all their creatures with damage. You'll see with Death Pits of Wrath, any creatures that have Indestructible will just walk through just unharmed and be able to attack you. So Perilous Vault allows you to get rid of those indestructible creatures. Mimic Vat, Chromatic Lantern, and Batterskull. Let's take a look at that Batterskull. Alright. Next up we have our creature package. We run a lot of creatures in this deck, and most of them being angels, demons, and dragons. First up we've got Bloodgift Demon, Archfiend of Depravity, Rune-Scarred Demon, probably the best demon in the deck, but really it falls a short second to Master of Cruelties. This guy is the combo that you are looking for. to kill off your opponent by either turn 4 or 5. If you have Lightning Greaves, it's turn 4. If you don't, then you can do turn 5. Master of Cruelties gets around that can only attack alone clause because Kaalia puts him into play tapped and attacking, so he's already attacking. They end up going to 1 life, and Kaalia finishes them off with the 2 damage. So it's a really potent combo. Next up we have Stormbreath Dragon. A new card, Deathbringer Regent. Deathbringer has surprised me with its performance so far. Every time that you want to play it as an offensive creature, Deathbringer Regent will come into play with Kaalia's trigger. And when you want to play as a more defensive creature, you can cast him from your hand to Rath the board. So it's pretty cool. Sunscorch Regent. In a 4-player EDH game, this thing's going to gain you a lot of life and get insanely big. Dragon Tyrant. Kolaghan the Storm's Fury. Utvara Hellkite. Oros the Avenger. Works very well with Death Pits of Wrath. Thundermaw Hellkite. Shockmaw Dragon. Aurelia the War Leader is going to give us more attacks with Kaalia so we can play even more creatures for free. Angelic Arbiter. Angel of Serenity is going to give us more access to the creatures that we have lost because we play a lot of big threats. They're going to use their removal very often as soon as they can to get rid of those creatures, otherwise they will lose, so Angel of Serenity gives those creatures back to you. Restoration Angel. Adarkar Valkyrie. Baneslayer Angel. And now we get into our non-angels, demons, and dragons. We have Artisan of Kozilek. This is going to give us a solid recurring effect. Disciple of Bolas is going to be great if you have an Artisan out, because it'll allow you to gain 10 life and draw 10 cards, so this guy's pretty powerful as well. Mother of Runes. Stoneforge Mystic is going to give us our Batterskull or our Lightning Greaves on turn 2. Pretty good at getting the equipment to help your commander within the deck. Erebos got a victory. Indestructible 7/4. He also helps make your creatures harder to block. Sheoldred Whispering One. And our final creature, Elesh Norn. Grand Cenobite. Okay, now we've got our Planeswalkers. First up, we've got Elspeth, Knight Errant. Ideally, you just want to go indestructible with her ultimate here. Ajani Steadfast. Ajani is going to help put 1/1 counters on your creatures. Mostly he's here to give your Planeswalkers more loyalty counters. Chandra the Firebrand. She works really well with Death Pits of Wrath and any tutor effects she's going to be able to copy. Ajani Vengeant. She's really good at controlling your opponent. Sorin, Solemn Visitor. Sorin is going to give us lifelink on some of those attacks, as well as offer, all of his modes are good. He offers a creature to block with, and his ultimate will make them sack creatures, which helps us attack better. Gideon Jura. He's going to help us be able to get through to an opponent who just is playing defensive and holds back a lot of their blockers. This guy is going to provoke them to attack him and just leave the door open for you guys, for your creatures to attack. Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker. Sarkhan is in there as just another dragon, and he can also do the 4 damage to a creature with if we have Death Pits out, we'll just essentially read kill target creature. Liliana Vess gives us a tutor effect. She can also put creatures, just reanimate creatures from the graveyard, and we run a lot of big creatures, so it's pretty important. Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Elspeth gives us another Rath effect, a buff effect, and more creatures to leave back as blockers. And our final planeswalker is Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Ugin helps take out the tokens, and obviously we wouldn't want to use that if we have our own tokens out, but this will help us get more lightning bolts to do damage to either the opponent, or with Death Pits out, this reads kill target creature. And his ultimate ability is great for our deck because we run so many big mana cost creatures that just gaining 7 life, drawing 7 cards, and putting those permanents into play can really change the game for us. Alright, we have our lands left. We'll start with our colorless lands, and it will move through to the colored lands and then basics. So we've got Rixmati Dungeon Palace. I'm a big fan of running effects on your lands, even if they are minor effects. This can, if someone's holding a Rath, or everyone's got no hand or something for any reason, and we're all top decking, and someone just decides to hold that kill spell or hold something in their hand, it's really nice to make them discard that one card that they might have in their hand with this. Reliquary Tower. We do actually get to a point where we can draw a lot of cards if we have a Disciple on a Mimic Vat, or an Artisan of Kozilek on a Mimic Vat. Drawing those cards and gaining life off that combo can be really beneficial for the deck, and Reliquary Tower helps us so we don't have to discard those creatures. Temple of the False God. Vault of the Archangel. Mirren the Moaning Well. Stenzia Bloodhall. Reflecting Pool. Mana Confluence. Haven of the Spirit Dragon. I love that they printed this card because we run a lot of dragons. This is going to allow you to raise dead one of your dragons to your hand. Nomad Outpost. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Dragonskull Summit. Molten Slag Heap. Temple of Silence. Temple of Malice. Arid Mesa. Bloodstained Mire. Graven Cairns. Rugged Prairie. Godless Shrine. Blood Crypt. Sacred Foundry. And now we're going to get into our basics. So we run 5 planes and 7 swamps. And 6 mountains. Alright guys and ladies, like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this deck tech for Kaalia of the Vast. Once again, I'm Skott from MTG Mind Games, and keep playing Magic.